Listen, I'm not fucking with no man that don't have no urgency about me. It's so important, ladies, to fuck with a guy, date a guy, marry a guy, whatever, be with a guy that has some urgency about you. He genuinely cares about you. Tell him you had a bad day, he's fixing it. You tell him you have a problem, he's fixing it. And it doesn't always have to be financial. It could be like, oh babe, you know, I need advice about this. And there's just urgency when it comes to you. Like, there's no, oh, I'm gonna deal with it later, or do you know what I mean? It's like you're important, you're a priority. And I feel like it's so important to deal with somebody like that. In my time, I've dealt with people who have no urgency about me. Don't even ask me if I want a food or anything. Have I eaten today? Like, I can't fuck with a nigga like that. If I tell my nigga I had a bad day, I'm expecting you to fix it. You don't have to give me gifts. You don't have to do anything, but just be a man and be in your role and lead. Do you know what I mean? It's just so important to fuck with a man that has urgency when it comes to you. Like, I swear to God, I could go on for days, but girls, just make sure you fuck with a man that has urgency when it comes to you. He knows how to move when it comes to you. Like...
Now that might get copyright strike, right? But whoa. That's actually all I got. I ain't really got. It's either that or he sounds like looking for a dad. I don't feel like it's someone else's job to fix all the issues in your life. Like, if you're hungry, why are you not feeding yourself? Oh, I haven't eaten today. What the fuck? Well, go and eat then. What the hell is going on? You're a fully grown adult. Am I tripping? Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know.
I feel like as a darker complex woman, dark-skinned black woman at that, African woman at that, you know how they say black women are at the bottom of the barrel? I feel like we are literally the ground, the concrete. We are the dirt. Because ain't no way that I'm sitting on this patio and all the black men that I see in this patio are with women of, and it's no shade to my sister girls, but I don't see them with not one black chocolate girl. They're all fair skin, light skin, or not black. And this is Atlanta. This is supposed to be chocolate city. You want to know the only time that I have seen a black girl this whole time I was sitting here was walking with a white man. That's the only time that I saw a darker complex woman that looks like me.
So videos like this to me are kind of sad because they reference deeper insecurities, in my opinion. If you notice what she said, these men are dating women who are either of a lighter complexion or light skin or not black. So I used to get this growing up. People used to call me light skin. I don't get it. I'm literally not light skin, right? And this is me when I was back home. At least my natural skin color is at least 2 shades darker than this, right? And I would get called light skin. In reality, I'm not mixed at all. I'm probably like 85, 90% African, right? But it's not enough for some people. In order for them to be represented, you have to be dating a dark skin because the dynamics are, I guess, a bit different. A black man dating a black woman isn't enough because he's not dating a dark-skinned black woman. And I feel a certain type of way. I feel like we are the bottom of the barrel because of that. Now, am I going to sit here and say that people don't view dark-skinned black people and like a black person like me, especially in the black community, a little bit differently? No, that would be ignorant. There's studies on skin color and ethnicity that found only about 25% of black people fall into the dark or very dark skin category. Even within the black community, darker skinned people are a minority. So you're just less likely to see it anyway. But because of that internal, whatever it is, they view that as a slight on them. And that people must not, black people must not mess with them like that, or whatever the case is. I think there's a lot of projection going on there.
For a very long time, every guy that I dated, I was very ashamed to show them my natural hair. And I remember one person I was dating and he helped me take out my hair. We had already been dating for a year. So prior to this, like, I had never showed anyone my natural hair. Like, you don't do that. Maximum is cane roll, and the cane rolls have to be fresh. And I remember as he was taking out my hair, I was sitting on the floor, and when he's finished taking out my hair, I remember feeling so ashamed. For me, it was worse than feeling naked. And I remember he literally kissed my hair and I broke down. Like, I was so ashamed of my hair for so long, and somebody has made me feel love in this state that I'm looking at myself thinking, I feel ugly. It was an embrace. Like, it felt like, I love you just like this.
As
and
you
look,
are.
and it look, and also it looks beautiful. Not that, oh, I love you. We managed it.
With
but
conditions.
It was like, I love you like this. It's one of my most surreal moments.
And this is a lot of black women's story in terms of the vulnerability they share when it comes to showcasing their hair in a romantic.
Speak about colonization, right? One of the remnants, is remnants the right word? After colonization is done, what you'll see is the people who are colonized will continue to uphold the values of the colonizer, right? The nations around them will also do the same thing. So even the places that weren't colonized, right? If you have like 7 countries that were colonized and then 3 that weren't, what you'll often find is those 3 that weren't will start upholding the standards of the colonizer of those 8 countries. Colorism, self-hate, all of this is the remnants of colonization and slavery. You have black women wearing white people's hair on their head, ashamed of their natural hair. Black men did it in the 80s with the Jerry curl nonsense. In the Caribbean, we got bleaching, man, bleach up, okay? These men are proud to be white. I was I was watching it back and forth in Jamaica. Some of these Jamaicans, they're so scary. You call him out, man talking about chopping you up, and I'm like, whoa. You can't have a civil discussion. No. You know what I'm saying? So all of these things are remnants of colonization. And this is why nobody can ever tell you that history is irrelevant. Oh, it's the part. All of these things still affect us today. And I think the feeling that a lot of dark-skinned people have, not only is it because of that, but in school as well, a lot of dark-skinned people have stories of being teased because they were dark-skinned by other black people. Again, that's black people holding up the colonizers' values. Being darker is badder, or you're African bee scratcher, you're whatever the case is, whatever names were called on dark-skinned people, right? These are other black people upholding the colonizers' values, which then makes dark-skinned people feel a certain way, in which they then project outwardly. And we see it in, the dating sphere or just, random podcasts online.
I hate to play the colorism card, but I am so uninterested in dating. I feel like dating as a woman is already hard enough, but dating as a dark-skinned black woman is like even harder. I feel like I'm just so uninterested in it all, mainly just because whenever I express myself, and I just keep running into this issue, whenever I express myself, no matter what it is, no matter how calmly I talk, no attitude, it's always taken as aggression. If I cry, it's taken as aggression, like, oh, you have an attitude. And I'm like, I don't, I'm literally just upset. I'm also not given grace in certain situations. And I feel like you can put this label kind of on all women who might feel this way. But I feel like in my experience, it's just like extra. Like, I don't know. I feel like the people that I've been with, talked to, dated. I feel like if I was lighter, my experience would be different. So I'm just taking a step back because I'm over it. I'm beautiful, I'm young, I'm intelligent, I have goals, I come from a good family. I deserve to be treated like a human being. We all.
My first instinct, I'm not gonna lie, was to dismiss this. I'll be real. And I'm still not fully accepting it because I find it very difficult to believe that if this was your exact demeanor, 90% of the times, that people would label you aggressive. It's like the fat people who are like, oh no, I eat 900 calories. Sure, right? Sure, we actually fully believe you. Here's the thing though, this is a thought exercise that we could do, right? When it comes to black men and black women, we have pretty much the same negative stereotypes. They're just worse for women because they're women and we're men, right? Loud, aggressive, violent, dangerous, wherever. It's just black. They're all the same. For black men, it doesn't harm us as much when it comes to dating because we're men and women like certain stereotypes and men don't. The people who would be able to resonate with this the most in relation to men would be the men who date white women, for example. Is this something that you've come across? You're being your regular self and it's deemed to be aggressive. Maybe you're being loud, you're being passionate, and it's viewed as aggressiveness. Is this something that you've experienced? She might be correct. I think the angry black woman, how can I articulate this? The angry black woman stereotype is a stereotype no matter who they date. But I think the angry black man stereotype is only a stereotype when black men date interracially. So the men who date interracially, is this something you're experiencing? If that's the case, then she might be onto something.
I also think it's weird that whenever I've dated men in general, like not even just white guys, just all races of men, they perceive me as like queen. Like they use that word all the time and I hate it because I know they're not dating white girls and be like, oh my god, my queen. So what is it with men and their obsession with the commodity of black women in their lives and treating us as these like grandeur, larger than life things and then treating us like shit, you know what I mean? Like I've been called, oh my queen, my this, like queen. I'm not your fucking queen. It's just weird verbiage. I know that there's gonna be some of you birds in the comments being like, it's a compliment, it's a compliment. It's not. It's weird and it's a pattern that I have noticed for many years now. And I know that it's not being said to white women in the same context or at the same amount that I hear it from men. Or they start dating me and they start proving how much they hate white girls, which I don't understand where that comes from in them because it's not something I bring up. I don't even talk about the fact that I'm not even like bringing up race to men like that, but they almost always somehow slip in. They're like, oh yeah, I could never date a skinny white bitch. Okay, like what the fuck? It's weird. It's a weird thing. But then they go on to date white women.
I could be wrong. I don't think I am. The men who call black women queens aren't dating interracially. I'm sorry. They're just not. That's not the demographic of men that are dating interracially. The ignorant side of me is saying, do you want a crib? Like, you don't like being called, like, what the hell is going on here? Okay? But I also do understand maybe she's coming from, like, a pedestalization. And, like, she doesn't think she should be on a pedestal. She's a regular person, which I completely understand and respect. You shouldn't pedestalize women. They are people. But there are a lot of pro-black men, for example, who, in discussing race, it will come up that, I would never date a white woman, for example. It might just come up. I think she's a feminist and she could be mixed race, okay? Bringing up the fact that you wouldn't date a white woman, probably, she's viewing it as disrespecting women, right? And there's a part of me that thinks that she's also half white. So that's kind of annoying to I could be wrong though.
Men are literally the new females of the generation. To think that they used to go to war and fight for the country is mental, because now they walk around smoking flavoured air and they want to be treated like princesses, and they have absolutely no emotional intelligence whatsoever, and they get in little strops. And do you know what? Oh, it does my head in. When you get in a mood, so then they get in a mood back with you because you're in a mood. Sorry. What happened to being a man and helping me and protecting me? God, it's a joke. It's an actual joke. Is it just me that feels this way, or is that just how men are? Because if it is, you lot need to look. You need to have a long, hard look in the mirror and think, is this really... Would my dad be proud of who I am? Probably not.
It must be exhausting, like, not having any original thoughts, man. That must be difficult. I don't know what that's like, but that must be difficult, man. Like, you just rambled off like 3, 4 like nonsense TikTok talking points, just like back to back. Men used to go to war, and then the other one. Now men vape. Oh, emotional intelligence. Nothing original, nothing. Damn.
But I was thinking about my biggest flex. What's my biggest flex? And my biggest flex is the fact that I am getting married to a man hater. But being in love and having a man hater fall in love with you, that's next level.
Guys, the same thing was said by one of my African-American friends. He said one of his biggest accomplishments, the favorite thing that he had, he said, was the fact that he is friends with a ton of racist people. He says it's honestly very freeing, the fact that he was one of the few that made it through. On top of that, not only is he friends with them, he actually got engaged to somebody who was in the KKK. Yeah, so, he's really killing it. He said it's genuinely one of the biggest flexes he ever had. Okay, I think we can all see where I'm going with this. Sounds stupid, right? The things these women or these men have to say to convince themselves that, like, oh, no, I'm the exception. No, only the men who are the problem. Yeah, it's actually your fault. If you're actually offended by a blanket statement accusing all men, despite that logic never being able to be applied to racism in any other scenario, then actually you're the problem. It's not that I'm just, like, really low IQ. Moral of the story is, congratulations on getting married, but in 10 years, when you start to realize that it's totally not a flex, call me. But that's just
people are starting to notice this now. It's something that I've been calling out for a while, something that a lot of people have been calling out for a while now as well, but it is becoming more and more popular and mainstream. This logic is illogical. Okay, it's stupid, it's dumb. You have a male feminist here thinking that he's like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. And the only people that think you're something and think that this makes sense is other dumb feminists.
This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Blowing weed, smoking the ozone. I just can't let this go. This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Blowing weed, smoking the ozone.